I have the best mock draft you'll ever see. We typically don't do this, but the other side of the team loves the offseason, love the draft. So we thought we just switch it up a little bit and we'll do our own Moss Money B Diddy mock draft where we're going to flip back and forth in terms of the picks. We're not going to give a full draft first round. I'm sorry, we're not going to do a mock draft where I do one and then he does one. We're going to do this one together and run through the gauntlet here. So, without further ado,
This
you know
sounds
who
like
gets
the this sounds like
what?
the bros versus the pros. You know what I'm saying? Like, is that what we got going on with the two different shows? Bros versus the
How you
pros.
gotta make it a black white thing, bro?
Whoa, this ain't right. Whoa.
I said pro. I didn't say. I
You,
just
you
said
said
pros.
bros. You said
They because
bros.
they are pros, right? Aren't they pro? Ain't they professional? I ain't say black white. I just said we the bros, and we gonna
Uh,
see what we got. See what the
that's how
minds
you
of
feel.
these
That's how we starting off the show.
bros versus the pros. And that's respect. That's a lot of respect there.
I hear you. I hear you. All right. So what we got here is the draft simulator, and of course, the boy is going to go with the first pick. And this one's not going to be hard. Keenan Allen, I already saw was at the pro day. I got a text or a update that Keenan Allen was at the pro day. Easy pick here. They're not going to overthink it. They finally got it off field, but pennies on the dollar for Fields, which I just thought was so
Ridiculous.
terrible.
Man. This is. I think
Yeah,
they
it
should have
was.
blocked that shit.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, actually, honestly, I would have kept him to be real with you,
Yeah, you would have kept
but
him.
they believe in Khalid Williams. So
Caleb.
I said Khalid.
Yeah. You don't have
Yeah, I
no
did.
H in there. It's Caleb.
Caleb, Caleb Williams. We're gonna be doing a lot of that,
I see.
updating
Yeah.
with
I
with
forgot. I forgot who I'm
pronunciation
talking
starting
to.
off.
He gonna tear some names up in this motherfucker, boy.
Yes, sir. Khalid Williams with the first pick. The Chicago Bears take Williams as the quarterback.
Yeah, man. I think that's obviously the number one consensus pick. Um, Caleb Williams has all the talent in the world. Chicago obviously made the move to pick up Caleb Williams. For me, I, like I said, and I'll put this on record. I'm not a fan of this quarterback draft. I think there's a lot of hype behind it. I think there's a lot of talent in the draft. I just don't know how it's going to transfer into the NFL over these next couple of years, but I guess we'll find out. Caleb Williams has the most talent of all the quarterbacks, so I guess he should be the number one consensus pick. And as you did pick them at number one, I will agree with you. That was my pick also.
The Washington Redskins are on the clock, and you're up.
Yeah, we're going to go another easy pick. I don't think there's much to it. We've seen what he's done last year. Um, Jaden Daniels, out of like almost like the Dark Knight, came out of Arizona State. I didn't like him when he was there. It didn't look good, but you put him in a good system at LSU, coached up really well. Brian Kelly. We're going to go Washington because Washington needs their quarterback. I think Washington would have loved to have Caleb Williams here, but I don't think they'll be upset with the Jaden Daniels. He's very athletic, can move the ball, very similar to what you would want to see it possibly Lamar Jackson, but have a better opportunity to throw the ball downfield. So give me Jaden Daniels here. Start that new regime in Washington Commanders with a new quarterback, and I think you can't go no worse than Jaden Daniels with the opportunity there.
With the second pick in the draft, the Washington Commanders select Jaden Daniels. New England is on the clock. And I do want to add to this that hype train is starting to get louder
Hmm.
with Daniels going at two. First, it was supposed to be May, but it is getting Daniels, and even from a betting perspective, I
Yep, you
think
seen
it
London.
was on. I think the odds are starting to shift for Daniels to be the second pick in the draft.
Yes.
And for me, with New England Patriots on the clock, Mayo being a new coach, you get about a year, right? You get about a year or two with a rookie head coach, in my opinion. They just brought Jacoby Brissett back to New England in the free agency, so there's your stopgap in terms of your bridge. He's a pros pro. I think he's going to do the right thing, not only lead his team but teach a young understudy. And honestly, I think this board falling the way it did with Daniels going to, I think they like. I think they like May better, and I'm only saying that not because I have intel or anything like that, but I just think the fit of May fits a little bit more, maybe what New England likes to do and what's he going to do. He's the prototypical tall, big, somewhat kind of mobile, athletic quarterback. It's going to be a changing of the guard, and I think Mayo grabs some time here when you have a rookie quarterback, and he'll sit for probably the whole year, as Brissett kind of makes them semi, competitive. Obviously, they won't be good, but we'll see what this new regime be the first time I think to go 25 years
Mhm.
since Check and Brady has been Belichick or Brady has been connected to New England. So with the third pick in the draft, I think they run up for this pick. Give me Drake May, quarterback from North Carolina.
Mhm. Good pick. I think it's a great pick for that was on my board too. He would have been my third pick also. So I mean, obviously, got to go get their quarterback. Hopefully, Drake May's the answer for them. They can get there, and for Jeremiah, he can start his career with a good stable piece at the quarterback position. That's what you want.
Yeah. Arizona Cardinals are on the clock.
Easy, man. Easy layup for me. Excuse me. This was a pick that if I was the Chicago Bears, I would have kept Justin Fields and traded back and fell into this pick. But unfortunately, that doesn't seem like that was the plan that they had. But we're going to go Arizona. Starvin Marvin Jr., baby. The best receiver off the board, most likely the best athlete off the board. I think this kid is going to be a great pro. Obviously, he's the son of a Hall of Famer. He knows what needs to be
Shout
done to
out to
be
Philly.
great. He's shown what he needs to be done as a to be great. And a little small story, I ran into him when he was a young kid. Him and his dad was at the gym. So it's kind of cool to see him as a kid and then kind of see him in the gym with his dad as a kid to kind of being where he is now. Heading to the NFL draft as a number 4 overall pick.
With the fourth pick in the draft, the Arizona Cardinals select Marvin Harrison Jr., receiver, Ohio State. So in our first mock draft, and I'll hit the link up there that Sharp had did. Um, this was a trade. He had he had the Jets trading up
Ooh,
right here
the
to go
Jets.
get Joe out, but that was before all the free agency
Yeah,
craziness happened.
yeah.
And right now, the Chargers are starving for a playmaker at some position. And I'm going to go a little bit different here.
Mm, how
Okay.
different?
Not crazy different, but I think this guy, he is a Jim Harbaugh guy through and through. And I think that he is a generational talent and player at the position, undersized. But in the mock before, they traded back, I think, to get and they still got their guy. I think they don't trade back. I think they keep the pick. I'm going Brock
Brock
Bowers,
Bowers. Woo!
tight end,
Wow.
Georgia.
Hey, that's big, man. That's a big pull there.
I think so.
Wow.
I think Bowers goes there to because I think they can get a receiver later,
Hmm.
right?
Well,
I
they got
I,
the
I mean
19th pick.
I think Malik Neighbors, they're starting to kind of been more kind of steam that he actually could argue he might be the better receiver project to Harrison. I don't think so, but I'm
Mhm.
starting to hear that a little bit too. But I think Harbaugh is smart, and I think he sees in the NFL, if you have a difference maker at quarterback and you have a difference maker at tight end, that can work, i.e., the Kansas City Chiefs. Now, am I saying Bowers is Kelsey? No, I'm not. Kelsey could go down and probably will go down as the best tight end to ever do it. And Patrick Mahomes is already in that conversation already. So do I think Herbert is that good? No, but his talent might be is just up there. I still think it comes down to production on the field and wins. And I think that's a part of the equation. That's just me. But when you marry those two together, I think you can see those two together having the same success as a Kelsey and Mahomes. This is a Jim Harbaugh guy
Hmm.
and Bowers. So give me Bowers at tight end / receiver because you can play him at receiver too. Like I said, example like Kelsey, give me Bowers to the Chargers at pick 5.
Wow. Okay. So Chargers stay put. They
They
take
they stay
Bowers.
they stay put and they take Bowers. I don't think
Wow.
I don't think they go back. I think they stay. I think on their board Bowers is the number one guy,
Okay.
and I don't think
He's a
they.
playmaker. I have him here on my board as a playmaker. I don't have him. I have him slipping because of the fact of these opportunities for these playmakers above. But hey, okay. So Brock Bowers is off the board. Okay.
Bowers off the board. The New York Giants are on the clock.
Damn. Well, that makes it easier for me now because we're gonna go. I thought it'd be possibly a trade at that spot, at the Charger spot. So we're gonna go Malik Neighbors to New York Giants. Um, you got to give some weapons over there to Daniel Jones. They short up their line a little bit, but we got to go. We got to go get him a playmaker. I think if Neighbors is still there, especially if he's going to pass over by the Chargers, then you take Malik Neighbors right here. I think if that's the case, the Chargers stay here, you might see some action coming up. Maybe somebody might want to offer a trade to the New York Giants. I think they
Right.
can probably slip back a little bit. But if not, if we're going to keep it where we are, I think that goes Malik Neighbors goes to New York Giants in this spot.
With the 6 picks in the draft, the New York Giants take Malik Neighbors, receiver, LSU. All right. So the way it fell, the Titans are in love with this draft board, right? Because they're going to get the consensus best offensive tackle, in the draft, and it's the biggest need. I don't think this is going to take long. The only way it takes long is because they got to fill up airtime with commercials and people talking. But the Titans are running to the podium to take Joe Alt, the offensive tackle from Notre Dame. You get a 10-year starter at your position of need. I think if Bowers were here, they might take Bowers here too. If he got past the Chargers, but give me Joe Alt, offensive tackle, Notre Dame to the Tennessee Titans. Atlanta Falcons on the clock. Kirk Cousins. You like that? You like that?
Man, you kind of messed me up a little bit.
I know
Got
I did.
things bounced back with that Brock Bowers pick, but I'm gonna stick to my board here. Although Rome Aduze is still there, I think you still got a good amount of weapons down there in Atlanta. I don't know if you if you put in that pick for Rome here. I think we're gonna go what I'm gonna go, and that's the best defensive player on the board. We're gonna go
Mm,
Dallas Turner. We're gonna shore up that edge for Atlanta. They got their quarterback already. They got their offense pretty much set. So they're going to have to shore up that defense. I think they're going to go defense here, even with Rome Aduze on the board here. They haven't signed, just another note, Atlanta hasn't signed neither of their pass rushers this season yet so far. So I think that's what they're making in play here for Dallas Turner to be available. If he's available, they go get him, and then they can make their move on what they're going to do and what they're going to sign, whether it's Calais Campbell or I can't think of his other name at the moment.
you talking about for Atlanta?
For Atlanta.
The other defensive end?
Yes. Their two pass rushers haven't been signed yet. So I think this is a good spot here to pick up Dallas Turner out of Alabama, and then you can figure out what you want to do with these
Yeah, I
offenses.
like this pick. I wasn't sure if they go Jared Verse, or Turner, but I think Turner's the better fit. I think Odunze kind of fits what they, give them some more
Weapons, yeah. I
weapons,
mean, shit, but
but
I mean, I didn't expect Rome Duze to be there, but I got to go with my board, man, and keep it tight.
yeah,
I
I
just,
heard you.
I think you got to shore up your defense. I mean, you got
Yeah,
some good pieces offensively. I think you're going to be able to move the ball around with Kirk Cousins. Um, so I think I would go defense here,
I agree. I agree. I like it. I like it.
or be open to a trade. Maybe somebody want to come up
Yeah,
and
I
trade.
was thinking there could be a trade here, but I don't know what the only person I think could trade up really that makes sense is somebody coming to get a quarterback.
Hmm.
Um,
Correct.
but I mean, looking at the board outside of Minnesota, I don't think anybody's coming up for to get in front of Minnesota. This would be the pick. I think the pick. I think the pick. Let me just do the pick here. With the eighth pick in the draft, the Atlanta Falcons take Dallas Turner, edge rusher from Bama. I think this is where somebody would come up and trade right here to get in front of Minnesota in Denver.
Mm.
This is the trade spot for Chicago for we're taking this ninth pick with Chicago. And the question is, who would come up and get the trade? Let me look at the order real quick because I had it up, took it down. The only person I could see maybe coming up, yeah, man, I don't like that's a big jump. I mean, maybe the Raiders jump up, get 9, but the problem is, for me at least, do you jump up and give up assets for what we're talking about, the third or the fourth best quarterback,
Yeah,
right? You don't
I'm not.
you don't do that, right? Yeah, you don't do that for that unless you absolutely love the player.
Yeah.
You don't do that. So as of right now, I think it's pretty straightforward so far. I think this pick stays, and Chicago loves it. They're getting more weapons on offense. Rome Aduze is right there staring you right in the front of the face. Um, but actually, hold up. Didn't they? They got. I mean, they don't need it because they
I
actually
don't know if
made
you could.
some
Yeah,
trades.
I don't know if you go Romeo Duze there, but I mean, it's your pick.
Because they got Keenan Allen and who else? They got Keenan Allen. They got
More.
Moore, and they got Komet.
Yeah.
So they signed. Who did they sign? Robert? No, that was the tight end. I thought they signed the offensive lineman as well. But I guess no, that might have been somebody else that they signed. So right now they got quarterback. They said edge. Turner's off the board right now. Latue Latte could
That's early.
could be one.
Mm-mm. Go
You
Jared
know,
Verse.
yeah, Jared Verse or
You trade
Roman.
Pat.
Yeah, this. I would think they would be, you know, moving moving this pick, but it'd be nice to have Jared Verse on the opposite side of Montez Sweat. You
Hmm.
got a good young pass rush there.
Hmm.
So, trying to think here. I had this all planned out until I saw a Dunze up there.
No, that's the fucking. God
Hmm.
damn,
Yeah, man.
you got me fucked up.
That's a crazy. Where do you go here? You keep building up that offense and just be insane on offense with TJ Moore, Keenan Allen, and a Dunze. And you got Khalib, you give him all the help in the world. Because that's what the motto is, really. But that pass rusher, I think Jared Verse is the pick here. Let me see where we're at with the Jets. Yeah. With the ninth pick in the draft, the Chicago Bears take Jared Verse, Florida State edge rusher. I think it fits a need. Like I said, you pair him up with Sweat on the side, and you got two young gun pass rushers. He's a athletic freak with Jared Verse. So, thought about you. I think who is it? Is it Pace? Ryan Pace? I think it's the GM over there.
Hmm.
Is that his name? I think you think real long and hard pause about Odunze there. I think you really do. like, yeah, like I don't know, Rome Odunze right there with those three, and they're gonna because you got to think Keenan Allen is like 31, 32. You know what I mean? I don't know what his that contract was, maybe 2 or 3 years, but he ain't gonna be around too much longer. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I made a pick based on need, but I think I might be kicking myself in the head for not taking a Dunze right here and giving them to
Yeah,
the
you
Jets.
messed the whole draft up with that pick. That goddamn.
Bowers.
Bowers pick just fucked everything up.
Yeah, it's all good. The New York Jets are on the clock.
Shit. I mean, this is tough because the Jets just signed Mike Williams. Um,
You think he gonna last on that turf at
yeah,
MetLife Stadium? What the fuck?
but I feel like the need for the Jets is to kind of shore up that offensive line.
They said
Um,
you don't like who's the bull from Dallas? They just signed a left
yeah, I
tackle.
mean, but he like you said, he's gonna be on his way out the door too. You're talking about somebody's out there on the way out the door.
That's
I
true.
think they did sign what 2 tackles, right? They did. So I mean, maybe that does leave you that open um for Romeo Duze. I mean, the way you made this draft because you
Why are
put
you
that trade
blaming
up
me,
there because
dog?
that's because you did it. I would have went on my board. I was going to go offensive tackle. I mean, you can't go wrong with offensive lineman. That would have been my spot here. But I'm going to draft here Romeo Duze with the New York Jets. You got to go best
I like
available at
that.
this point. You can't let him fall too much further with that type of ability. You add him with Wilson, and now you have Mike Williams on that offense. You give.
Yeah, I like
I think the Jets possibly could have had an opportunity there for Brock Bowers to add to that tight end position, but since he won't be available in this draft, um, I think you're comfortable with taking and I feel a generational player in Romeo Duze, and you match him up with Wilson, and you give Aaron Rodgers the ability to, goodness gracious, I mean, fling that ball to anybody, he should be okay as long as the O line can stand up for him. So the pick will be Romeo Duze, pick 10, New York Jets.
With the 10th pick in the draft, the New York Jets take Rome Odunze, receiver, Washington. All right. So the Minnesota Vikings are on the clock. Now they made the move to get a second pick in the draft, and you would think that everybody had thought they would make a move up. They would have to make a move up somewhere. But again, if they're not trading with the New England Patriots because I really Chicago's dead locked in, obviously, and I think Washington is probably dead steady locked in. It's going to take 3 first-round picks to get you in the top three at the very least. So you're giving up your 2 this year, 1 next year, and probably some other capital with Washington. Now Washington has Marcus Mariota, so they might be a okay. But he's still a bridge guy. I think he had a 1-year deal. So in this scenario, Minnesota couldn't get the deal done. They stayed put, and I think I think they got to take a quarterback here, in my opinion. Um, actually, let me look at the rest of the board because this you right, you fucked this all up, bro.
You talking yourself?
No, I'm talking to you. You
How did
fucked
I
this.
fuck it up?
You fucked this all up. Okay. All right. You know what? This is what we're gonna do here.
You made a crazy trade to come up and get a tight end.
I ain't no. He was sitting right there in front of my face. I ain't make no trade.
I think other people would think you're crazy for that.
Yeah,
Somebody had Brock Bowers outside the top 15. You came up and got him at 5.
5. With the 11th pick in the draft, the Minnesota Vikings select Quinion Mitchell, corner,
What?
Toledo.
Oh my god. You are killing me right now. What? Holy shit. Damn. I ain't like that kid anyway. Not no Quinton Wish. I like Quinton Mitchell. I mean, I didn't like this other kid at this high. So okay.
Uh,
Okay. Damn, I gotta get my pen and pad. So Quinton Mitchell's gone. Sheesh. I had him slipping all the way to Philly, my guy.
oh yeah, nah, he ain't gonna. Denver Broncos are on the clock. I mean, he
Denver
could.
Broncos is on a clock right now with 2
He
quarterbacks right now to choose from. That's crazy. Didn't have to trade or nothing. Are you kidding me?
he could have.
What
I
do
could have
you
went
pick now?
Arnold.
It's a flip of a coin.
Let me ask you this: is it a flip of a coin between Arnold and Mitchell, or is Arnold the consensus
I
better?
would go Arnold than Mitchell.
You
I
would
mean,
go Arnold.
you got the length with Mitchell. Obviously, when you look at his stats, he kind of remind me of um, man, my mind's going blank. But I just like his length. I think he's really fast. I would go Arnold here just because of the closer to pro competition in Alabama and being able
Yeah,
to do what
that's
he's
true
doing
with
against that
Toledo.
type of competition. I got to go Terrion Arnold here with Murphy. I'm sorry, with Mitchell. You like his abilities, you like his stature, you like his size and speed. So you're looking more potential now. Can he do that to the next level when he's seeing those pro guys? Arnold's seeing those pro guys already. So for me, I would go Arnold then Mitchell. Like I said, I thought Mitchell would slip to us as a second cornerback being picked, but you're taking him
Yeah,
here in
I
Minnesota.
read it. I read some reports that Mitchell is the better of the two.
Yeah, I think he has the most. It's kind of like the potential. I think he has the most potential.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Yeah, and that's what I'm going off. I'm just going off what I
Okay.
read. I didn't
So Denver, man, Denver, man.
study tape. Yeah, Denver on the clock with the quarterbacks on the clock.
Listen, then this is going to be a surprise pick. I think our draft's going to be all fucked up, but I don't.
Worst draft picks ever.
Yeah, this is looking crazy right now. But I would go. Oh shit. I mean, it's a flip of a coin for me now with JJ McCarthy and Bo Nix. Quarterback is being taken here.
Yeah.
Denver
Agreed.
can't go let no quarterback get by him. The question is now you gave him a pick of the litter that's left, and you go. I mean, you've been targeting probably Bo Nix to pick here right now. You've probably been doing your extra research on Bo Nix. You don't think JJ McCarthy is going to be there because Minnesota's in front of you. You probably even thought JJ was probably going to be pushed up maybe in that 5 spot where Minnesota can kind of come up and kind of take JJ. Do you now take JJ here? I'm not a fan of JJ, so I don't think he does too
I
much.
don't think he fits in Denver.
And I think I'm going to stick with Bo Nix, man. I'm just going to go with the electric guy in Bo Nix. I think he brings that attitude, and I go Bo Nix here. Yeah, Bo
So
Nix.
with the 12th pick in the draft, the Denver Broncos select Bo Nix, quarterback, Oregon.
Wow.
All right. So
Damn.
with
That
the
means
Las
Vegas could have
Vegas
had a quarterback.
the Las Vegas Raiders are on the clock. Um, I think corner is obviously the big need here. And with Arnold still on the board, it was either going to be Arnold or Mitchell here, in my opinion. I don't think Mitchell was going to fail. I think Keon Mitchell would have went to the Raiders too. Both corners went off the board. But with Arnold on the board here, the Raiders are running up to get Terry and Arnold, like you said, pro ready type corner. Give me Terry on Arnold doing it for his mom. Cornerback, Alabama,
Nice.
New Orleans Saints on the
New
clock.
Orleans Saints on the clock, man. Now New Orleans getting a little better here. I think we're going to go offensive tackle. Um, since we got Fashanu available, we're going to take Olu Fashanu out of Penn State, baby. That means if he's going to fall in my lap, let's take him, baby. Second best tackle in the game. Let's go, New Orleans.
With the 14th pick in the draft, the New Orleans Saints select Olu Fashanu. How you say that last name?
Olu
Fashanu.
Fashanu.
Fashanu. Yes, Fashanu. Fashanu, Penn State offensive tackle. Oh man. Fucking monster, Quentin Nelson. Um, right
Damn,
there,
you got him
kind of
here.
show up that offensive line. I think he's worth the pick. You take the best player on the board. Give me Talisa Fuago.
Damn, you think he's the best? I
Wait,
don't think he's the best. He's not the best tackle on the board.
you don't think so? You what? J.C. Latham?
Yeah, hell yeah. I mean, that's what I would pick there. But I mean, if you're going to go tackle, I would have gone there. But go ahead. You got Talisi.
Yeah, I think Talisi can play inside and out.
He
So
can. He can play in and out. He does
yeah,
have that opportunity to.
yeah. So um, you get to update a spot here. Seattle Seahawks on the clock.
Yeah, I mean, shit. If this is going to happen, JJ McCarthy goes to the 16th pick. I mean, at some point, Seattle was trying to figure out how they can get a quarterback, but it was going to fall in his lap. In this scenario, we're going to go JJ McCarthy here at 16.
Really?
Easy pick.
You like JJ there? The
I don't like
Seattle?
JJ, period, but I like in Seattle, the situation would be great. I mean, how long you gonna stay on? Um,
Mm.
and you don't have to make no moves. It comes right into your lap. I mean,
Didn't they?
your pick would have been Brock Bow the Colts pick for me would have been Brock Bowers. I thought he would have slipped to 15. That would have been a great position for Indianapolis Colts to get
Mhm.
another playmaker, especially at the tight end position. Um, but since Brock is gone, you do go O tackle there. I think that's a good opportunity there for Indianapolis, the way this draft is going. And I think if the Seattle Seahawks would have went offensive line here, especially when you're looking at J.C. Latham sitting there available. But you got your quarterback for the future sitting right there that's going to sit in a run heavy offense, just like his college days. That you're going to be leaning on a run, and you'll be able to use JJ just like you would want to, just like he should. I think it's a great place for JJ also. So my pick would be
Mm.
JJ McCarthy here at Seattle.
All right. With the 16th pick in the draft, the Seattle Seahawks take J.J. McCarthy, quarterback, Michigan. Jacksonville Jaguars are on the clock. So Jacksonville re-signed Allen. Who else did Jacksonville make some other moves too, didn't they?
Mhm.
Let me see who else they made. Obviously, what's his name is not there anymore. Judy's not there anymore.
Who?
Not Judy. Yeah,
You
Judy.
mean Ridley?
Yeah. Huh?
Calvin Ridley?
I mean Ridley, I'm sorry.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'm thinking of the same guy.
Yeah, Judy's not in Denver no more.
Yeah, yeah. Judy went to Ridley went to Tennessee, right?
Ridley went to Tennessee. Yes, got paid.
Yeah, he went to Tennessee. Yeah, and then they got that's the other pick they got. They got Armstead
Mhm.
to the Jags. That was who the other big signing.
Oh, and the
Plus,
biggest one,
and
they
then
picked
Davis,
a
and then
quarterback,
Davis.
and they pick up they get they backup quarterback.
Who?
Jacksonville.
What? Matt Jones?
Hmm. Who? Matt Jones, the best offensive acquisition. Let's go.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
So I think the way the draft fell, unless if since he comes up, then it makes sense. Unless they're going to give up the pick, but I think with him sitting right there, J.C. Latham makes a lot of sense here for the
Oh
Jacksonville Jaguars.
my gosh. What?
What am I tripping?
They go. You gotta go. You gotta go cornerback here.
Corner?
Yeah,
Why you say corner?
because their needs
Well,
a corner.
I know there needs a corner, but you going to take Wiggins? Oh, Kool Aid's still there. I didn't take
You
Kool Aid.
got Kool Aid and you got Wiggins. Wiggins is right there too.
You like Wiggins here?
I mean,
He's just
I
fast,
mean, you
right?
can go. I mean, I think if you're gonna go best overall, I guess you can go J.C. Latham. That's fine.
Mm.
But this is your pick. This ain't my pick. Like I said, you already fucked this whole draft up anyway. Out the gate. Out the gate. People said we're trading up to get Brock Bowers now.
Nobody traded up for Bowers. What are you talking about?
Oh, I'm sorry. You said you're gonna take Brock. That's what I mean. You're gonna take
Yeah.
Bowers at 5. Nobody thinking that.
The only reason
Chargers
why
going Chargers would
I'm
trade
just
back to
wondering
get
with
Bowers.
the corner pick. I mean, honestly, the if I really wanted to go Latu here for another pass rusher for them.
Mhm.
But with Armstead there, they do have they did re-sign Josh Allen, and then they do have Teron Walker. I don't think that, and not even that. Latu's a hand in the dirt type guy, so I don't think the fit is there for him. So the question is, the way I broke this down is corner and offensive line. Now I know Darby's washed, right? They signed Ronald Darby, but my thought is that your quarterback got hurt last year, and you have to do everything you can to protect the quarterback. So with the talent that's up there, and he's still there with JC Latham,
Mhm.
I think you take JC Latham here as. Let me hold on. Let me double check that their offensive tackle. They got Cam Robinson. Well, he's not even guaranteed spot.
Your clock is running out, boy. You done ran you expired your clock a couple times. Your pick is about to be missed.
With the 17th pick in the draft, the Jacksonville Jaguars take Kool-Aid McKinstry, corner, Alabama.
Kool-Aid. My man name is Kool-Aid. That's crazy.
This
Then
one's
that's,
easy.
I think you go corner there. I think Jacksonville needs a corner. You address that. You got three elite corners. I think are coming to draft and make an impact. So I do like your pick. I think Kool-Aid is a good spot there. I think Wiggins is a good spot there. I also think you have Dijon there too. Just obviously his injury history, but I still think he's elite. Um, all right, so where we at? We're at Cincinnati.
Cincinnati, yeah, this one's easy for
Cincinnati
you.
continues to build their O line.
Yep.
They're going to go ahead now. Probably the best available would be JC Latham, baby. We got to go JC Latham here.
With the 18th pick in the draft, the Cincinnati Bengals select J.C. Latham, offensive tackle, Bama. All right, so we already know about maybe the greatest defensive tackle to ever play the game retiring here. I think this is an easy pick for myself. Now the question is who do you take, Murphy or was it Newton? I think from Illinois, right? Where's
This
he
is the
at?
Rams pick.
Yeah, this is a Rams pick.
Yep.
Yeah, D line. That's right. So I think you take the short thing here. I think you run up to the podium
Mm.
to replace or at least try to replace, and it just sucks because the kid is going to have big shoes to fill. But so give me Brian Murphy, defensive tackle, Texas.
Nice. I like that. I had him on my board there too, even with all the mess that's happening above us.
The Pittsburgh Steelers are on the clock.
Yeah, Pittsburgh goes here. I think we go wide receiver. Get some weapons
Ooh,
out there. Obviously, we lose. Um, what's his name? Is it Wash? Shit. What's his name? Sorry, brain fog. I've been so looking at some of these younger guys. I'm forgetting the veterans that's on the team right now.
you talking about the speedster that just left?
Yeah, yep.
I know who you're talking about. I forget his name though. Where did he
But
go?
we're going to add another speedster. We're going to go Brian Thomas Jr. out of LSU. Electric receiver that can move, great hands, sure hands. He's shown that and proved that. One of the main reasons why Jaden Daniels got the Heisman Trophy. We're going Brian Thomas Jr. at this position to give whoever's going to play quarterback at Pittsburgh the opportunity to stretch the ball downfield. Um, so we're going to go
That
Brian
quarterback room
Murphy.
is
I'm
retarded.
sorry, we're going to
Like
go Brian Thomas Jr. wide receiver, LSU.
that quarterback room is just. I just don't get it. You talking about Dante Johnson?
Dante Johnson, yes, yes.
Yeah. That what they did to Fields, like I just don't get it. But
No,
whatever.
I don't even allow, why they allowed that to happen.
Yeah, facts. With the 20th pick in the draft, the Pittsburgh Steelers select Brian Thomas Jr., receiver, LSU. The Miami Dolphins are on the clock. Now, Miami had some things to do from the cap perspective. Now, I know the big signing that they lost was Christian Wilkins. He went to the Raiders. So that leaves a big hole from a defensive tackle standpoint. I think Newton's a little bit of a reach here. Um, but they did acquire Shaquille Barrett, uh, Bradley Chubb coming off an ACL injury. Melvin Ingram's still there. Justin Houston's still there. But all these guys, the thing about all these guys, Jalen Phillips is there coming off an Achilles. All these guys are either hurt or on the wrong side of 30. So, with that being said, do they run a 4-3, don't they? Or they run a 3-4? I forget.
Um,
They did pick up Jordan Brooks, but he was an inside guy, the inside linebacker. That was a great pickup for them too, by the way. Do they run a 3-4 or 4-3? I thought they run a 3. I thought they run a 4-3 because he's not a. Yeah, they got to run a 4-3 because Wilkins wasn't a nose like a true one nose tackle. I'm almost positive they run a 4-3. Anyway, with that being said, I do think Latu is just screaming at them right here for another pass rusher. They got to get younger at pass rush. All their guys are hurt. all their guys are coming off some type of career like injury. Yeah, hold on. But they got Shaquille Barrett for that too, though. It was a 1-year deal. I just don't like the Newton reach. That's why I'm going Latu. Don't like the Newton reach. I think reaching for Newton here is
for
a reach.
Miami.
A little bit. I mean, I don't think you go corner here. You got Ramsey. I mean, Eli
No,
Apple.
you go
You
up
got
front.
Fuller.
Go O
Yeah,
line.
yeah. You go O line or D line
Hmm.
in
Whatever you
this pick.
feel. I don't know if you go. I don't know if you go D Yankee. You just drafted a DN last year, who's your starter. Obviously, he got hurt, but I don't know if you. I mean, but it's up to you. It's your pick. I don't know if that's what you do there. I guess you can find other DNs later on in the draft. I think you shore up your offensive line though, for sure.
Yeah, no, I think you're right. Now that I'm looking at it, because Latu is not uh, maybe not a fit, and they have a ton of those. So give me Troy
That's
Fatano,
a good pick there.
offensive tackle
Absolutely.
from Washington. I think the buzz on him, or no, not the buzz, but the buzz on him is that he might have the best feet as an offensive tackle in the
Mhm.
league. You know,
Very good player.
especially coming from a passing type uh type offense, going right back into another passing type offense. Fits right, makes sense. With the 21st pick in the draft, the Miami Dolphins select Troy. Uh, I just said it the right side. Now I can't even say it no more.
Fautano.
Fontano. I don't think that's how it is. It's because I know it's like Hawaiian.
Mm.
Offensive tackle, Washington.
All right, man. We coming
Oh
to Philadelphia, baby. I get that good deuce pick. You know what I'm saying? You keep it simple, man. There's only between two players here.
yeah, I think so
Um,
too.
this will be out of the cornerback position. Um, it's who you believe can come in and make an impact. Can you click that cornerback box for me, please? Just want to
Sure.
confirm.
It's just these two.
Yeah, just those two. And we're gonna go
I'm.
Nate Wiggins, man. We're gonna go Nate. We're
Oh
gonna go Nate Wiggins.
no,
I love
no.
Cooper DeJean. There's also a bias against that too. I
Yeah,
think he's
I
very
would have went
athletic.
Cooper.
I think he's athletic, but he has an injury history, and for some reason, I think that's going to haunt him in his career. Right now, I think Wiggins has the ability to shadow receivers. He's built like a wide receiver, so he has those hips. He can move, change direction. I think he'll be a good place here. Nate Wiggins here coming in at 22. We're going to go Nate Wiggins.
Yeah, I don't see it. The problem is I don't like the lean corner. I don't like
Okay.
a corner that's like 170 pounds. I know he's got wheels, but
Hey,
he's also got
Sauce Gardner soaking wet like 170, baby.
no
That boy
sauce.
nice.
Sauce look a little bit different. Sauce look like he.
Sauce is skinny, baby. Sauce is a skinny
I ain't
man.
saying Sauce ain't skinny. I don't know if he's 165, 170
Hey,
skinny.
some of the best were skinny. Cromartie's was skinny. These is, that's what I'm saying. They move like receivers. So I'm hoping in this case, Nate
See,
Wiggins.
but once you say I'm hoping, I don't like it.
Well, I mean, because Dijon for me, I think eventually becomes a safety. That's what it comes down to.
Yeah.
Historically, and we're gonna keep it 100. I don't know any white cornerbacks that played in the NFL that lasted. You tell me one, and then I'll be like, okay. But I can't remember one since probably the '90s. And eventually he'll begin moving to safety. Cooper DeJean. I think he's going to be a great player, but we need a cornerback, and I think Nate Wiggins is going to be able to keep up with those receivers out there over Cooper DeJean. And so we're going to go Nate Wiggins.
With the 22nd pick in the draft, the Philadelphia Eagles select Nate Wiggins, corner, Clemson. Definitely feels a need. All right. So back to Minnesota. They got the 23rd pick and they didn't really make any moves, didn't really do anything. Still have a lot of players on the board here. Man, where do we go with the 23rd pick for the Minnesota Vikings? Let me see.
We just talked about it. What you talking about?
What are you talking about?
We go Cooper DeJean right here.
You got Quinion Mitchell already. You go back.
Oh,
I don't think you.
that's my fault. You got Quinn Mitchell early. I don't even know
Yeah,
what
I
the hell
got
that was
Quinion
about.
Mitchell. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
okay. So you handle that.
I'm not
Yeah.
taking that. I'm not taking that.
But that's
So
why I don't get. That's why I don't go Quinn Mitchell there. That's why I don't do it, because you're gonna have
Yeah,
these guys in the back end
on the back end. Yeah, but the way our draft fell, I
because of
think
you.
that
Because of you.
because of me, I think you don't go into the. I think you pull the trigger here, and I don't think you let them slide anymore. And I think this is the reason why you got the 23rd pick is because you feel like a quarterback's going to drop to you. So I'm pulling the trigger. I'm getting the 5 years. I'm going Michael Penix Jr., quarterback, Washington.
Okay. Hey. All right. Okay.
Viking.
That's interesting. I ain't even had that on my radar.
Now,
Very nice.
now you can go Cooper.
You ain't gonna
Well,
get
actually,
Cooper.
no, you
No.
can't. You can't go Cooper, really.
Okay, not going Cooper. I got
Yeah,
Dallas. We're going
yeah.
offense. Offensive tackle.
Dallas
Please
is
click
on
my.
the clock.
Please click offensive tackle, please.
Sure.
Hmm. Ay, 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 ay.
I think this one's
Yeah.
easy between these two.
But I'm a fan of Tyler Guyton, so I'm gonna go Tyler Guyton here.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah. I wouldn't go
Yeah,
Mims there.
yeah, I'm a Tyler Guyton guy. They're gonna replace. They're gonna replenish their offensive line. This is a no brainer for Dallas. You go offensive line here. Tyler Guyton would be the pick right in this position.
Yeah, you gotta show up that left side
Mhm.
that was left by Tyron Smith.
Yep.
With the 24th pick in the draft, the Dallas Cowboys take Tyler Guyton, offensive tackle, Oklahoma. Green Bay is on the clock. Now, the fall stops. I think this is an easy pick. And he is a Green Bay Packer type player.
Mhm.
With the 25th pick in the draft, the Green Bay Packers run and go get Cooper DeJean.
Cooper DeJean is right here. Okay, you surprised me with that one. But since he's available,
Yeah, see, he's available here.
okay.
I think that
Damn.
they you know what's funny? Green Bay don't got a lot of holes. And they've taken receivers and stuff kind of early in the last couple years. So I like the versatility. They lost. Remember, they lost Savage, right? Savage left in free agency,
Mhm.
if I'm not mistaken. So now you get a kind of do it all. You got Jair Alexander on one side. I forget the other corner on the other side who played well. And then you put another Cooper back there that can kind of switch out and really be kind of like a almost like a honey badger type player. Oh yeah, you can look at Cooper and see him in Green Bay. Like he like I think the Steelers are like this. I think the Packers are like this.
Mhm.
Trying to think somebody like when you look at them, they're like that's a Steeler. You know what I mean? Like Cooper, like Seattle's like this too. Like Cooper DeJean, he looks like he's a Green Bay Packer. Give me Cooper DeJean, Iowa, corner safety. That's a hell of a pickup for them for their defense.
No, I like it. I like it a lot.
I think some of these, I mean, it
I
went a little left, but some of them seem like they right
I
on
would have.
point.
Yeah, I would have went up front with Latu here. Um,
What for Green Bay?
for Green Bay, but now that he's fallen to Tampa, this is a tough one for me here
Okay.
because you do sign and extend.
I don't think he fits. I don't think Latua Latte fits the Packers. They run a 3-4. He's a hand in the dirt guy. He's not a stand up rusher, even though he can. I love him as a pass rusher though. I'll tell you right now. I think he's the best pure pass rusher easily in the draft.
Yeah, so for here, since you kind of messed up my draft board, we're gonna go Latu here. Keep him in that nice sunny weather in Tampa as he was in UCLA. I
I
think
like
he'll
that.
be a great reflection here, help out the edge rush. Obviously, they lost a few players on the defensive side of the ball. You put him with Shaq Barrett on the other side.
Vern
Um,
Barrett left.
I'm sorry, Barrett had left, and also Davis is gone. Right? He's an
Uh,
Eagle.
yes, yes,
So you got to go D in here. You get Latu. I think you kind of plug and replace after Shaq Barrett is no longer there. So this is a
yeah,
spot here for Shaq Barrett.
yeah. I agree. I agree. With the 26th pick, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers choose Laia to Latu, edge UCLA. Nailed that shit though, bro.
You
I
did. You did. You did.
nailed that shit. All right, Arizona's looking pretty, right? They got probably the best non-quarterback player in the draft, and Marvin Harrison Jr. And they come right back around to 27. Looking at the board as it is right now, I think D line they could go D line. I think it's maybe a little bit. I think Newton is a good play here, but I think they're all in on the offensive side uh,
Gotcha.
of the ball. So I'm liking getting them a offensive lineman. I think Mims is really raw right here,
Yeah.
but I like Jackson Powers Johnson
100%.
from Oregon as the pick here. So give me for the 27th pick in Arizona Cardinals, give me Jackson Powers Johnson, O line, Oregon.
I like that pick a lot.
Thank you. I came
Especially
up with it.
in
I
that
came
position.
up with it myself.
So here for the Buffalo Bills, like I said, I think you kind of got to go wide receiver here. I think you continue to give Josh Allen some weapons. You lose Gabe Davis, you replace him right away. Give me go to the wide receiver line, please. We're gonna
Mitchell.
go Xavier Worthy, baby. Gonna give him some
Ooh.
speed. You replace Gabe with
Speed.
some better speed, opportunity to be able to
Wow.
be a little freaky within your design of offense. He can run the ball, catch the wide receiver screens, able to stretch the field.
Mm.
I think you go Xavier Worthy here for Buffalo Bills.
Mm. That what do you run? A 4-2 something?
4-2, baby, broke the record.
4-2-1.
Yep.
With the 28th pick in the draft, the Buffalo Bills take Xavier Worthy. Detroit's on the clock. Wow. So with Detroit on the clock, I know that there's a guy from, was it Missouri? Yeah. Ernest is out there. A little bit high, I think, right now. Oh man. I think Ernest is a little bit high right now, but I'm a believer of a good defensive line can mask a bad secondary. I'm a believer.
It should.
I'm a believer in that. But let me check their roster because I don't know their roster off the top of my head. I think that receiver somewhat makes sense here, but I think with Laporta, Donald Peoples Jones, Jameson Williams, I think will have a really nice year. I don't think they need to go receiver here, but I think with Aiden Hutchinson starting to get a lot of the maybe double teams, you're going to need somebody on the other side. Now they did get DJ Reader for inside help, but I think they need another rusher. And I think that this guy's explosive. He's coming up the boards a little bit more. I don't know if Penn State had their pro day, but Chop Robinson, Penn State edge rusher, give me some juice into that defensive of line and that edge rush. I think he's a great fit for what they do over there and a great opposite of Hutchinson. So give me Chop Robinson from Penn State. Well, I'm sorry, let me do it right way. With the 29th pick in the draft, Detroit Lions select Chop Robinson, edge rusher, Penn State.
Chop Robinson, baby, fall. He fell a little bit. Thought he'd be up a little bit earlier, but it's a good position to get a play right there for sure.
Yeah, that's a great pick by Detroit. That's I mean, the way they've been drafting, if he falls and he's there for Detroit, I think Detroit takes that. He wouldn't get past Baltimore. Oh my God, him in Baltimore, Jesus.
Yeah, for sure. Oh man, Baltimore now. Can you go to all?
Yeah, I'm on all.
Yeah, I really feel like we want to. This will be a defensive or offensive line spot here for Baltimore.
Mm,
Um, can you go to offensive line?
sure. Offensive tackle or interior?
We can go O tackle. Yeah, I think here in this spot you got to go O line here. We're going to go offensive tackle Amarius Mims.
You're gonna pull the
Obviously
trigger
his
on the
raw.
raw. The
Yeah, we'll
raw.
go this route. Obviously you just picked up a huge running back. You want to make sure that line can continue to handle their business so they can continue to put up points. This was going to be. I mean, you got at this point where it's falling. I would have probably went defensive side to continue that pipeline with the D line. Obviously, got some aging players on the other side like Van Noy and Clowney. Hopefully, you can kind of replace that. But here, I think in this spot, when you have our Mims available, you got to take him here. So I'll go offensive tackle Amarius Mims to the Ravens to add
With the
depth.
30th pick in the draft, the Baltimore Ravens select Amarius Mims, tackle, Georgia. San Francisco Whiners are on the clock. So the Niners are in a unique position where they don't really need much. Um, they don't really need much. They definitely don't need. I mean, is I mean is I know been trying to trade him. Is Ayuk gone? But is Ayuk still on the roster? Right, like Ayuk's still on the roster, right?
Yeah.
He ain't
Hmm.
going nowhere yet. I know
No.
there's been talks about him being traded and such. I didn't think their offensive line was really that bad. I mean, you got Trent Williams on one side, so I don't think at this point, offensive line is a big need here. And looking at the board here, you know, I don't know if there's any, kind of player people are coming up to run and get at the moment. I don't see anybody here worth, you know, they want that fifth year. Obviously, no quarterbacks here either. So this is a tough pick for me here. So I'm not sure where San Francisco will go. But looking at the needs here, they say offensive tackle, they say interior offensive line
Hmm.
is what their needs are. Defensively, yeah, they're pretty still style on defense. They don't really need anything on defense. It says safety, but no safety here. You're taking in the first round like that. It's a reach. So I think you sit back and you take the best player that you need in the need, and that's the inside guard Barton from Duke.
Okay.
Um, you continue to improve on that offensive line, give Purdy more time, open up more holes for CMC, and I think you want to trade out of this pick probably and pick up some more assets a little bit later. I was really thinking the rich get richer, right, and take Newton, to be honest, because he's there on the defensive side of the ball. Um, but with that rotation inside, I don't know if he plays, right away. Because who'd they sign? They signed our guy from Hargraves.
Yeah, last year.
Yeah, last year to a huge deal. So, and you signed Leonard Floyd as well. Now I know he's not an inside guy. So, I mean, you could take Newton here as well, but I'm just going with the need from what I can see. And I mean, they got I mean, they got Greenlaw, they got Gregory, Warner. You know what I mean? Like they're just the team's loaded. So, um, but they can afford to pick here. Give me Graham Barton, guard from Duke.
Yeah, I think you help that old line out, right? You know what I mean? Continue to
Yeah,
go to your
you, you
strengths.
you just get better. You know what I mean? You just get
Yeah,
better up front. You get more talent up. You get more talent front because everywhere else is pretty solid. Like you don't really
yeah.
need anywhere else. You get greedy with Newton. Um, so
And then guess what happens? The rich gets richer.
yep,
And the Kansas City Chiefs sitting at 32 and this mock draft has allowed Adane Mitchell to sit and fall in their
yep.
lap. With the size and the speed of this gentleman is the perfect space and place for a player like this to go play with the best quarterback and coach duo in the NFL, and that's the Kansas City Chiefs. With the 32nd pick, O'Donnell Mitchell will be drafted by the Kansas City Chiefs to solidify a need and to add more weapons for Patrick Mahomes. I mean, geez. Now you got your red zone threat, the size, way to jump,
Hollywood's there.
catch. Oh boy. The
Yeah.
rich get richer.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I really like this pick. I think it makes a lot of sense. Don't forget Rasheed Rice is there as well.
Hmm.
So you got Rasheed Rice, Brown, Kelsey, and now Adonai Mitchell. Come on, man. You know, what I mean, and I mean, Sky Moore was somebody coming out of college too as well. Like it's like they went from game manager type ball playing great defense to now this offense can really open up,
Hmm.
like really open up again, especially if Mitchell's still here and he falls. So I love the pick with the 32nd pick in the draft. The Kansas City Chiefs select Adonai Mitchell, Texas receiver. you better go buy
Some gloves,
some long johns,
some
bro.
long johns.
Some clothes,
Hey,
man.
don't worry, man. Them passes gonna be going to you. He'll be warm. He's gonna be warm.
Yeah, man. It's gonna be cold as shit out there. All right, let's take a quick recap of all the picks. Let's see where the fuck we fucked up. All right, so let me bring this up. Can
They
we
got a
see it?
grade
All
on there.
right. It just gave the grades of all the picks. Mostly all the grades were A's. Um, damn, what's up with all the goddamn shit? So this is where you felt like it went off the rails. Was Bowers?
Yeah, that's where it
Yeah,
kind of went off the because
it
it
went off the
bounces.
rail with
Bounces
Bowers,
everything. Yeah,
and then Neighbors went. I think all to Tennessee
Joe's right.
makes a lot of sense, right? Turner's been pegged to Atlanta, and a lot of people, I think Sharp said this, betting that Dallas Turner's going to be the first defensive player off the board.
Mhm.
And then this was where it could have been on Dunze or Verse. I went Jared Verse here, edge, even though I do like a Dunze in Chicago to really help Williams in that offense. But it kept going. And I think this is also where it kind of went off the rails here. Maybe this pick shouldn't have been Mitchell. Maybe it should have been Arnold. But I don't think it would have been much different because if Arnold went here, then Mitchell was going here in my eyes.
I was
Right.
going O line with Vegas.
Yeah, I would have still went corner with Vegas.
Right. So that was yours.
You know what I mean? So it wouldn't have mattered. It's just the names are switched. Who you have on your board or not. So and then we went for you went O line with Fashanu
Fashanu.
Fashanu
Fashanu.
Fashanu. Yeah, Fashanu. And then I think this is where a little bit could have went a little bit different here with the Colts.
Yeah, that was your
But
toughest pick.
yeah, that was my
You didn't
toughest
quite
pick.
know where to
I
go
was
with the
I was
Colts.
I was in a tank for this one. I was in the tank for this one. I was in the tank for the Jags. Maybe these picks should be switched, right? Maybe Kool-Aid should have went corner, should have went to the Colts, and O line should have went to the Jags. I don't think this happens. I don't think JJ goes to Seattle. That's just me. I
If
don't
he's
like the
there, you don't
fit.
think so? Okay.
I don't think so. I don't like the fit. I don't like the fit. Maybe somebody comes up and gets JJ, but I don't like the fit in him in Seattle. Um, so JC Latham makes a lot of sense.
Wait, why don't you
Murphy.
like the fit?
Well, who's out there? McDonald, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, McDonald's out there. So,
What you mean?
well, I mean, they have Gino, right? And then they
Yeah.
they move they move Sam Howell over there too. So at this point,
Okay.
like,
Okay.
like Sam Howell is their backup quarterback. So you're gonna draft with your first pick, your QB3 that might go to one.
Yeah.
I
I
think
hear
I
you.
think yeah, like I don't like this one.
But you're off
Um,
of Geno Smith though after this year. That's the
after this
thing.
year,
That's
yeah,
after this
yeah. I
year
mean,
off.
I get
So,
that.
so you're
Yeah,
looking at, and then you're looking at them last. Obviously, I don't think JJ goes there. I think he fell there. But I think that with this one situation, they wanted to get a quarterback last year. You
hmm
don't get the quarterback last year you wanted. Geno's going to be on his last year. Yeah, you do bring over um, Sam Howell, but JJ's now your guy that you're going to be looking for the future. But only because he fell to him. That's the reason why that pick
yeah,
went.
yeah. No, I agree. I agree. Yeah,
Mhm.
I see what you're saying. You read the board, and that's what we
Yeah,
did. So Latham makes sense. I mean, like I said, like you were saying how it was crazy, but I mean, when you look at them, they all make sense the way the board fell. Brian
hmm
Thomas makes sense. Um, Fatanu makes sense.
you didn't like the
Wiggins,
Nate Wiggins pick.
I didn't like the Wiggins one pick, but that
Mhm.
makes sense. And honestly, at 11, with I thought about JJ here.
That's what
I
I
really
thought you were
did.
going to do. I
I
did
thought,
thought you were going to do.
yeah,
You
I
not
thought
picking
about,
quarterback there was kind of that just messed me up.
yeah, I thought, I
Because I
thought
mean, you
about,
gave Denver a opportunity to have 2 picks there. That's crazy.
yeah, I thought about quarterback here, and my thought was with the noise that Bo Nix is a perfect pick for Denver. I didn't think you would take JJ here. So my thought was JJ would fall to
Mm,
me at 23 because there's nobody here who's taking a quarterback. But you surprised me by taking a quarterback with Seattle. I didn't think you would take a
got you.
quarterback with Seattle,
Got you. Got you.
right? So my thought is that JJ falls to me at 23. That's why I came up to 23 from because I'm the Vikings because I feel like JJ is going to fall unless somebody comes up and goes gets him, which doesn't make it like I told you. Why would you trade unless you absolutely love this guy? Why would you trade assets from the back end of the draft to move up to get JJ McCarthy, who's the third or fourth, the fourth quarterback off the board? You don't do that. You let him fall to you. And I think that's what's going to happen. I think he's going to fall to Minnesota at 23. But he's not there. Didn't work out. We still taking a Michael Penix, who might be the best passer in the game, and not even that. I think at his pro day, I read all his physicals checked out, which was really important. I think for a lot of people.
I
All right.
think if they don't take,
I don't know who Seattle takes here. I forget what their needs were, but I don't think Seattle takes a quarterback when they just traded. They just traded for Howe. I don't think you draft 16 your third quarterback. I mean, unless you think he's going to start over Howe, but he might not. I mean, Howe right now has got to be better than JJ McCarthy.
yeah, well, they like
Got to
JJ
be.
McCarthy though. They like JJ.
Yeah,
Seattle like
yeah,
JJ McCarthy.
yeah.
So I
No,
think if you're Minnesota, then that's when you trade up because you're afraid of Seattle here, and Seattle don't mind trading back because of Sam Howell.
yeah.
That'll be what I would do if I'm Minnesota. I would trade up and get JJ right now because now you get your quarterback, you got your cornerback, you got your big pieces to kind of move forward. In this
Because
case scenario, and I don't think Seattle minds moving back off of that, and then they can kind of figure out what they want to do at that 23rd spot.
the only way you get messed up is really, and I don't even see anybody up here. If Seattle comes back in the first round and jumps you where the Eagles are, because I don't think the Eagles want to trade pick here. I wouldn't surprise me if the Eagles trade out. So somebody jumps up in front of Minnesota right here and trade with the Eagles to get JJ
We
from
know we
falling.
always like trading out. So,
Yeah, we do. Yeah, we do.
and in this draft, I don't mind trading back.
I don't mind trading back either. I really I don't. Um, but looking at it, like I'm just going through it, looking at it, and everybody who's still watching, thank you for watching. Let us
Please
know
don't.
in the comments your thoughts about how it seemed like during it was off the rails, but bro, when I'm looking at it, like these picks ain't really that off. You know what I
We
mean?
shall see. We shall see.
Yeah. You know what I mean? And we can bet we can, I know DraftKings and right now DraftKings and FanDuel and PA, you probably won't find too many draft bets. But if you go check out some of the other ones like Caesars, MGM, Bet 365, some of those other ones do have some picks for you guys to kind of start to kind of look at. And we'll have a show that's specifically about betting the draft. I know Diddy, that's really your thing. So
Yeah.
we'll make sure we'll jump on that as well. But
And this board is like, phew.
yo, you could talk all that shit you want about
Let's see.
Bowers,
I
but
would like
I
to
could
see
talk
how
I
we
could talk
did.
a lot of shit about your bullshit JJ to Seattle. That ain't
Okay.
happening.
I
That,
would like to see our board versus the pros boards and just, kind of put it. This is the
yeah,
first, just the first mock draft, right? So that'd be
yeah.
cool to
I think we only might do another one. We're not
yeah,
gonna do too many of
we'll,
these.
we'll
We
see
doing,
how it whirls out,
but we'll
right?
see how we'll see how it go. We'll see how it goes. So thank you everybody for joining us. I hope you enjoy the shit talking, all the festivities of the mock draft. We typically don't do it, but we definitely had a little bit of fun doing this. Make sure you go ahead and look at the links below. I got some videos down there below. If you're into getting better as a sports bettor, that's is what we do. That's our bread and butter. But until then, until next time, I'm Moss Money. This is Diddy. I always get that fucked up. This is Diddy.
Hey, March Madness is here, baby. Good
Oh,
time to
God.
put on some, woo
Man.
woo. Let's make some money, baby.
Man, you can talk all that shit you want, man. I ain't fucking with them brackets. This is Money Pot Betting. We will see you guys next week.